I guess. On here, you would go to create your quizzes. I'm going to go ahead and create it under a whole new class. So I'm going to click on the plus button next to class. Name your class. I'm going to call it practice test, and I'm going to use today's date. And then click on the check mark. Here it is on the bottom of my list, practice test 11/26/18. To get started, we're going to create a new assignment. So click under create a new assignment. And then my assignment tiles, I can highlight this and type in, I'm going to save it under today's date. Then the first thing I'm going to do is type in some directions. So under the content tab here, I'm going to go to text and drag it over. Now I can highlight and type in my directions. So I want to explain to the students that they'll be clicking on the play button and then on the microphone throughout the test. So I'm going to type that in. Click on the play button to hear the question. Click on the microphone button to record your answer. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and start with a compare and contrast because those are kind of a good starting point. I'm going to go to images, under content, drag it over, and then you can see here where this little blue line appears. That means you're able to drop the tile. Click to upload an image. So usually I just go to Google Images and type in what I'm looking for. So compare and contrast images. Click on the images and you can just scroll. Oh, this seems kind of interesting. Here's a nice one. Apples and oranges. And then if you click on more, it'll give you several more examples. So I'm going to click on this one. Just double click, save image as. I'm going to call it green apple and save it to my desktop. Then I'll go back to the linked editor, click to upload an image. And I had called it green apple. There it is, green apple. Choose, and there it is. I want to type out the directions to the question and then also record it. So under content, I'm going to click on text. There's a little blue line. Highlight and type in my question or my directions. I want the students to compare and contrast the image. How are the items, I want to use the word similar, and how are they different? Compare and contrast the image. How are the items similar and how are they different? Under content, I'm also going to click on voice and drag it over. There's that blue line because I want the students to be able to read the question but also hear the question. So I will click on it and record myself reading it. Compare and contrast the image. How are the items similar and how are they different? And then it gives you the option to play it back to see if it sounds the way you want it. We want it to be sure to be clear and slowly said. Compare and contrast the image. How are the items similar and how are they different? Okay, I think that sounds okay. Then for under prompts, this is how the students will respond to your question. Do you want them to speak it? Do you want them to write it? Or you can also do both. I'll click on speak and drag it over. And see that blue line that appears right below the play sign? I'll drop it there and it will populate right next to it. Usually I go to save after each question because if it turns out that there was an error, it's really hard to go back and fix it after you've added several questions. So then on here, I would just click again on the quiz I'm working on and go to edit. It's a couple extra steps, but it will save you time if there's an error you need to correct later. So now this is saved. You can also go in and add numbers. I think I want to add a number. I think that makes it easier to keep track of. For my next one, I think I want to add the image first and then the question. My next question is going to be about describing an image. So I'm going to go back to Google Images, and I think I'm going to type in prompt images. That might give us a nice group of pictures to pick from. So we just kind of scroll until you find something that might be interesting to write about. Not finding very much I like on this one. That might not be too bad. And you can click on more. I kind of like this bridge, so I'm gonna click on it, save images, title it something easy to find, go back to my linked editor, and then I'm gonna click under content on images, hold it and drag it over, click to upload image, bridge, choose, there it is. Again, under content, I'm gonna drag text, I'm gonna number it, and then type in my question. Describe the image above. What do you notice? What? Oh, I think that's enough for my question. Sorry about that, my phone went off. And then I'm going to click on voice and drag it over and read my question out loud. Describe the image above. What do you notice? I'll play it back. Describe the image above. What do you notice? And you can make your question as long and as detailed as you want. I'm just kind of keeping them pretty short so we can get through the quiz making real quick. I'm going to click on speak, bring it over. I see that blue line, drop it, and there it is. Let's add one more. Let me see if we can add a video. I'm going to look for simple how to video. Simple how to make lemonade video. How to make lemonade. Okay, this is a nice short one. So how to make lemonade. Let's see. Looks like a quick ad might pop up.
Chefs, your time starts now.
Sorry about that.
This is a challenge I want to win.
Okay, here we go.
A cool glass of freshly squeezed lemonade is one of summer's sweet tart cool downs. And it's so easy to make. Here's how, in just 3 steps. Step 1. Squeeze the lemons. Use a juicer to squeeze 10 lemons. Pour the juice into a large pitcher. Step 2. Add sugar. Measure 1 cup of sugar and pour into the pitcher. Stir until the sugar dissolves. Step 3. Dilute with water. Fill the pitcher 3/4 full with cold water. The added benefit to homemade lemonade is that you can customize it to your liking. Taste and adjust the water and sugar until you get it as sweet or as tart as you like it. Pour the lemonade into a glass filled with ice. and garnish it with a slice of lemon. Refreshing and easy. A cool glass of lemonade is just a squeeze away.
Okay, that video was pretty short and simple. I think that'd be one that would be okay to add. So on here, I would just need to save it. So I'm gonna try save. Where's it share? Sorry, I was get stuck on which one it is here. Okay, I'm gonna copy the address here. Copy. Then I'll go back to my linked editor. Under content, I'm gonna drag the video. There's that blue rectangle. Paste your YouTube URL here. I will click, paste, and there's my video. And it should pop up without the ad. And I'm gonna click under content to text, drag it over, and give the directions. I might just ask what the 3 steps in the video are for making lemonade. What are the 3 steps in the video for making lemonade? And then I will go under content again for voice and read my question. What are the 3 steps in the video for making lemonade? I'll play it back. What are the 3 steps in the video for making lemonade? Okay, that's okay. And then under prompts, I want them to speak when they say their answer. So I would drop it, and then that's where they would click to record their response. So I'm just gonna make this a little 3-question quiz, and I'll save. So here's my quiz again. And if I want to assign it, I could assign it to whichever class I had previously made. So I'm going to click on practice test. That's the new class I had created at the beginning. And let's say I want to assign this for the end of November. Click on my check mark and it's been assigned. Now, if I click over here on the tab with my link, click on visit my link, this would show me the view that students would get. I saved it under practice test. Tells me the date, which was the name I gave it, and when it's due. So here's my quiz. Compare and contrast the image. How are the items similar and how are they different? So the students would click on the microphone and record. The images are similar because they are both fruits, and they are different because the apple is green and it looks like it has dew or bits of water on it. The orange looks dry. The orange is smaller and it has a leaf. So that would be an example of something the students might record. And then they click submit. It tells me here you must respond to all the questions. So the students would have to go back and respond to each of the questions before they're able to submit. And that pretty much is all it takes to make the quizzes. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. My email is echody, CHODY, @harmonytext.org. Thank you for listening.